Morning everybody, today we're going to be discussing Fennec Shand. As mentioned in my previous video on the Cad Bane series, we left off on an excellent showdown between these two bounty hunters. So let's get into Fennec Shand's early history and hopefully we'll learn something new today in this upcoming video. She had begun her early bounty hunter career start during the rise of the Galactic Empire, and she had her first major break when a Camino scientist named Vala C had hired her to bring back Omega and to verify her location. And Shad had been in contact with the Rasper 6 who found out about the location of the Bad Batch where Omega was currently being held at. So, when she landed on Pantora, she met with Omega during her initial search for her, and Shad had gained Omega's trust by showing her how to steal properly when gathering fruits or whatever obscure name there is for the type of food in the Star Wars universe land. But back to the topic at hand. So after gaining Omega's trust, this leads to Shan and Hunter to an epic showdown, but they end up getting away after numerous shenanigans, but you can watch this fully for yourself in the show The Bad Batch. So soon after this, Fennec soon locates Omega yet again. However, this will lead to her fighting Cad Bane over Omega since they both have the same objective in finding and locating her, but in the fight, Shan ends up getting the upper hand and leads Omega to escaping yet again. And Fennec was paid by Vala C in the end, and she was offered a little bit of extra credits to track Omega yet again, but she had declined for now seeing as the Bad Batch episodes have not yet covered this. So maybe sometime this week or in the future we might get more information on this sort of subject. So, Shan keeps doing her thing working as an elite mercenary for the baddest dudes in the galaxy, which includes the members of the Hutt clan. So in this section of the video there will be spoilers since the remainder of her story is told in The Mandalorian, so please be aware of that. Now, around the year of 9 ABY, Shad had bounty placed on her head funny enough after the New Republic arrested many people just like her. But in the end she managed to find many of these bounty hunters, track them and kill them, so they're no longer an issue for now. But in the realm of Star Wars, something always interesting happens, excluding those awful sequels, but it's fine. So Shad had managed to get rid of those bounty hunters with the exception by Toro Callaghan, who wanted to make a name for himself after he attempts to get close to her, but ends up shooting her, which leads to her death. And the next part has got to be one of the most shocking things to happen in the Star Wars lore history in my opinion. And out of nowhere, Boba Fett happens to be in the area and sees Shan and decides to repair. And soon after this leads to one of the greatest teams up in the Star Wars universe, and they do numerous adventures throughout the Mandalorian series. And then by far the greatest adventure for me personally has to be the time where these two, including the Mandalorian and other bounty hunters and a prisoner, are on a mission to save Grogu from an Empire base camp, where one of the greatest things happens. I'm talking about like next gen level of like Metal Gear Solid stealthiness and the craziness of Postal just happening all at once. Like imagine like a group of bounty hunters sneaking into, as said before, in this like military death camp, stealing armor and just killing dudes, and then they manage to do a shootout and barely escape with their lives. And it's got to be it's so good. You should just really watch it. And then but soon after this, they managed to save Grogu from this mission. But again, in the very last episode, we do see Luke Skywalker taking Grogu from the Mandalorian, in which maybe he possibly gets murdered by Kylo Ren, but I try to forget that those sequel movies exist in the first place. I mean, there are some good things out of them, but for the most part, they're pretty bad, in my opinion. Anywho, as of for now, we're going to have to wait for the new show that's going to be starting Boba Fett, in which we see these two can go from there. So, that's about it for her story, and I hope you liked this short video, and I'll be making more videos like this talking about the sinister start of Star Wars, and as well as the anime announcements that were pretty much confirmed on Twitter and Disney+. So, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Later.